listening to special programming brought to you by Legacy Home Loans and MyHomeLegacy.com. The content of this program does not reflect the views or opinions of 91.5 Jazz and More, the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, or the Board of Regents of the Nevada System of Higher Education.
The Home Loan Coaching Friend, 702-670-0518 to get pre-approved for a home loan. Whether you're looking to purchase your dream home, second home, or refinance to pull cash out, the coach can do it all. And the coaching is free. Again, that number is 702-670-0518. Yeah. The Home Loan Coaching Friends.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. I trust that you're having a blessed Sunday morning. And I want to thank you for tuning in to the Home Loan Coach and Friends right here on 91.5 KUNV. I promise you we have a great show for you today. My name is Tim Haskins, the Home Loan Coach. And I want to give a shout out to my company, Legacy Home Loans, based right here out of Las Vegas, Nevada. We have two locations to serve you, one at Town Square and the other one in the Northwest Valley at Rancho and Gowan. So with no further ado, we'll get this show started today. I want to let you know what we do at Legacy Home Loans. I know that, hopefully you've been listening in every week, but I want to make sure that any new listeners know what we do. We are a mortgage lender. We're a direct mortgage lender, and we help you with purchasing a home, whether you're a first-time home buyer, whether you're a seasoned investor, whether you want to move up, if your family's grown and you need to move up, maybe you're a move-down buyer and house is too big, you need to move down. We can assist you with refinancing. Any of your home loan needs we can take care of. My branch is licensed in the state of California, Nevada, Arizona, Texas, Louisiana, Georgia, Florida, Connecticut, Michigan, and Illinois. So I'm sure that I can touch some of your friends and family if you are here in town visiting, or if you have friends and family out, living in these areas and can use my assistance. I'm here to help. I got a special guest here with me today. His name is Charles Gordon. And it's a pleasure to work with him. As you know, we have many friends of the show that can help you out. And I'm sure Charles Gordon has some services that would benefit you. Charles, introduce yourself and let the people know what you do.
Good morning. Good afternoon now. My name is Charles Gordon of Positive Image Marketing and Management. We pretty much work with lenders and trying to prepare you to purchase your first home or your dream home or refinance your home. Also be able to open up your own business if you're a first-time business owner, or establish your business that you already have. One of the main things that we like to do is bring you in and do what's called a credit consultation, meaning that we will go over your credit report with you, get you an idea of where you stand with your credit in the three bureaus, and then assist you in really trying to build your credit. And the purpose of that is getting everything prepared for your loan, your mortgage loan, or to refinance, or to even start your own business. So those are some of the things we offer. We've been in the business for 30 years. We've started in New York, Maryland, Texas, and Atlanta, Georgia, and now here in Las Vegas. And our goal is to help you fulfill your dream.
Thanks a lot, Charles. I want to dive a little deeper into what you do. I really like to educate the listeners out there. So Charles said a lot there that he does, but let's start with number one. He said credit consulting. When you look to get a home loan, to purchase a home, the first thing I'm going to do is ask you about your credit score. And now a lot of people don't know the state of their credit. A lot of people do know. A lot of people guess at what their credit is. But there's different algorithms out there. If you're looking to get a credit card, there's a different algorithm that they look at on credit than what I look at for getting a mortgage. A lot of people have Credit Sesame, Credit Karma, a lot of different apps out there. Those scores are not the same scores that we look at for a mortgage. So we want to educate you in the first step of purchasing a home. Do not try to self-diagnose your credit. You need a credit consultant. This is one of the services that Charles offers. And a lot of people make the mistake of just jumping in there and start paying off debt, which is a lot of times can have a negative effect. You need to contact a mortgage professional. We're here, 6-7 days a week to answer your questions if needed. If you want to contact the coach directly, I can be contacted at 661-992-7005. That's my direct line. You can reach me there and ask questions and get your credit looked at. But we have a 30-year veteran here that is in the game, taking care of people, helping them get ready and prepared to purchase a home. Like I said, the first step is the credit. And if you have any credit problems, you think you do, then Charles is someone that can help you out. Charles, how can they reach you if they want more information on that?
Yes, we can be reached at 702-998-9556. Again, 702-998-9556. And you can also email us at Posiman, POSIMAN, DM@gmail.com.
Great. So Charles, do you have any success stories or about credit that you've helped people in getting turned around? And I'm sure you have many success stories over 30 years. Talk a little bit about what you do in that area.
One of the things we did, what we do is go out and do free conferences and free seminars where we can get people to come in and go over their credit and talk about lending and taxes. And one of our most success stories is a young woman who worked for one of the hotels for 30-something years, rented all her life, and didn't realize she could ever buy a home. And we were able to put her in her first home after 30-something years of working for one of the hotels.
That's awesome. Those are the type of success stories that I like to hear. And I want to pivot a little bit here from the credit consultation, because I think having Charles as a guest here really can lend some credibility to what I'm going to speak about. I work for Legacy Home Loans, and the CEO of Legacy Home Loans is Ben Slayton. Ben Slayton was the first African-American realtor in America in 1964. He was the first Century 21 franchisee as African-American in 1968. And he's been a trailblazer for all nationalities, all races. He's just a trailblazer, a pioneer in starting many companies in the real estate and mortgage industry. And he has recently, this year, got a new program called Closing the Gap. It's a program that really wants to close the gap in home ownership between minorities and non-minorities in this country. And we have a program that's going to launch October 17th. We can take applications now to get you ready. It's going to be in 6 cities across the nation. Unfortunately, it's not in Las Vegas right now, but if you have friends or family that live in Atlanta, Baltimore, Chicago, Detroit, Memphis, Tennessee, or Philadelphia, they can buy a house anywhere in the country. So if they want to move from Philadelphia to Vegas, they can. Wherever they want to go, they can buy a house. They got some loosened restrictions with the program to help qualify, and it's also a 1% down payment. So it's 1% down. And I'm mentioning that now because, we want to get the word out. But more importantly, I want to say that these are not the views and opinions of my company, Legacy Home Loans, but me being a 20-year veteran in this business and Charles being a 30-year veteran. We have also seen the big banks launch their program. And there's reasons why. I mean, if you follow the news in mortgage, those banks have been came down on by the federal government for not lending to minorities and that sort of thing. So they have to do a push to do that, to be able to open branches in certain neighborhoods and do everything to keep it going. But when you talk about people like Ben Slayton, who's been doing this for 55 years and a trailblazer for minorities, and you talk about Charles Gordon has been doing this for 30 years, I think that ties in well that there's people that have been on the front lines of this of the mission for many years. Not saying that you should not go to these big banks. If you can get a home loan and they help you out, I'm the first one to say, hey, do it. But don't forget about us little guys that are still here doing this, that have been doing this. And that's what Charles's company has been doing for, like I said, 30 years. Tell us a little bit more about your company, how you get people prepared to buy a home.
Well, first thing is that we are able to do the seminars, like I mentioned, seminars and bringing people in and explaining. Some people didn't, and a lot of people that we've dealt with over the years didn't even realize they could even buy.
Right.
Until they came to one of the seminars and sat down and talked to a credit consultant, a lender, a realtor, and then realized, wow, I've been on my job 10 years and I've been paying rent for 10, 20 years. And then when you show them the numbers of what they've been paying for rent, then they realize, wow, it was cheaper for me to buy than it was for me to rent. And then all of a sudden now they get excited. And then our project is to put their profile together so I can send it to a company like yours and you say, okay, Charles, these people look good. They're ready. And then people really start to assess their value. The other good thing is that we explain to a lot of younger people that one day this property, this home, will be an option for you to be able to help send your children to college because of the equity you'll build up in time. So that's another advantage, for a lot of homeowners too.
Yeah, so let's go a little deeper into that because you just said a whole lot right there. I want to give a shout out to Marlin's Closet. It's an event center in the historic west side of Las Vegas. If you need to do an event there, look it up. GoUrbanLasVegas.com is a website that promotes events there, so you can go there and get connected with Marlin's Closet. And I was there this morning for an event, and try to pop in there from time to time and sit down and speak with people. And what I'm learning is a lot of people are embarrassed to sit down and have a conversation about their finances and their credit and purchasing a home. So what I want to do is encourage you to get in contact with a company like Charles's company, Positive Image. I want to encourage you to get in contact with myself, the home loan coach. There is no embarrassment here. What Charles just said is that a lot of people do not realize that they can purchase, and you don't know unless you make the phone call or take the initiative to do the research. There's programs out there that can help you. There's a game plan that we can put together. That's why they call me the home loan coach, because I'm going to coach you to all of your home ownership needs and dreams. And it starts with a plan. And just like Charles, there's many people that I've talked to, hey, you're already ready. You've been listening to mainstream media say you need 20% down. You've been listening to mainstream media saying you need a 720 FICO score. You don't need that. And until you talk to someone who has the mind to really help you get into a home and is not, telling you need to give your firstborn, then you don't know what you can do. So I'm encouraging you to do what's needed to get in the game. Like I like to say, get off the sideline and get in the game of home ownership. Another thing Charles said is you may be able to use this home to put your kids through college. So when you're paying rent, you don't get to gain equity. There's a lot of other benefits of home ownership, like just the pride of home ownership, not having the landlord knock on the door and say, hey, I'm selling the house, it's time for you to go, and uproot you, and then you got to figure out where you have to go. I have a very close relative of mine that lived in Pasadena, California, probably as an adult, 25, 30 years, grew up there. I want to give a shout out to my hometown, Pasadena, California. If anybody's here's listening, I know it's many of us here in the Las Vegas Valley. But if you know the Southern California landscape, as many other areas across the country, you get priced out of those areas. They get very expensive. And the time came when this relative had to got that knock at the door or that phone call saying, hey, we selling the property. I mean, we've owned it for, 15 years, 20 years, whatever the case may be. And, I can cash out $800-900 million. So you got to move. And then guess what? When it's time to go rent, you cannot rent. You can't afford to rent. So you have to relocate to a whole another area. If you're a young family and you have children in school, how devastating is that?
Wow.
You need to be a homeowner in the area that you would like to raise your family so you don't get that knock at the door. So this is what Charles is talking about. It's also transference of wealth, generational wealth. The instant where I'm talking about my family member who had to relocate, look at what happened there. It could have been that the owner of that house owned it for many years and then decided to retire or, may have unfortunately passed on and the heirs have taken over and they don't have the same level of commitment to the renters. And they say, hey, I'm ready to cash in on my generational wealth. And they sell the property and that's it. So this is what Charles is talking about, transferring generational wealth, getting that sense of home ownership. And it starts with, one of the main services that he offers, credit consulting. There may be a few little things he can do to get you where you need to be to purchase. Is there anything you want to share with the people this morning, Charles?
Yeah, Tim, some people are surprised when they look at their credit for the first time or, and they're saying, wow, you're telling me I had a guy come in the other day and he had a 750 FICO score. All right, and didn't understand that he could probably be 800 had he paid some of his credit cards down.
Right.
And it only took me 5 minutes to say, you can go to 800 if you do this. All right. And then he turned around and says, man, I never thought I could buy. Well, you've been working for 10 years in the same business.
Wow.
I mean, you're the perfect candidate for somebody that needs to buy, as opposed to spending $3,000 a month to pay for rent for a home you don't even own.
Right.
Okay, so then when we broke the numbers down and said that same $3,000 can turn into $2,000 and you can own this home, collect the equity, and then take some of that equity to build your business, because he had his own business. And I said we could use some of that equity to build your business up so that maybe later on you can buy another home or buy rental properties and become a landlord yourself. So a lot of things that people are not aware of that they can do until somebody actually sits down and shows them.
Wow, that's great information. Great information. There again, he just dropped some tidbits there, and I want to dive a little deeper into that. Listen to that story. Somebody with a 750 FICO score, been working on the same job for 10 years, got a business that they're growing on the side, and didn't know that they could purchase. Look at that. Just got in contact with the right person. They talked to Positive Image, Charles over here, and got put on the right path. Did you know that equity in real estate is one of the ways that most wealthy people get rich in this nation? And you need to get in the game sooner than later. You can be a real estate investor by default. That's how I started out. I had a young family, and I bought my first house, which was less than 1,100 square feet, and had 4 children and 4 young children, and 1,100 square feet. We got to buy something bigger. Okay, moved out of that house, rented it out, bought something bigger. Before I knew it, look around, and I had close to $1 million in equity, and didn't know what I was doing. But that's the way to go. Now, what do you get when you pay rent every month? You get a roof over your head. You get to live, but you get nothing else. Nothing else. And what if you do want to, achieve the American dream and start a business? Maybe, wouldn't it be easier to borrow money at interest rates for a house, 4, 5, 6%, as opposed to 15, 20, 25%? Mm-hmm. Charles, I think you do something in the business loan category as well, don't you?
Yes, we do. For first time, not first time, but people who want to actually start their business for the first time, Again, it's all about credit, all right, because you are the guarantor on any loans that we get under the business. And if you've been in business more than 2 years, we can be able to help you and assist you in building your business to the point that we get loans, all right, to help you enhance your business. Especially trucking business is really popular. We got a young lady who owns 3 beauty salons now. Started with 1, owns 3. So it's always good to come in and talk with us. And, you know, if you have a dream that you always wanted to own something, whether it's a home business or a large business like trucking or something like that, then come in and sit with us, and we'll sit there and go over everything you need to know in order to build your dream.
And what is the average interest rates on these business loans?
Anywhere from 70% on up. And it, again, depends on credit.
So my point being is that if you wanted to start a business and you have had proper consultation, you possibly can get a 7% loan, but a lot of them are much more interest. So if you can leverage an asset like a home and pull out equity and start a business at lower interest rates, that's a powerful tool. If you can leverage a home, pull out equity, and purchase additional rental properties, that is the way a lot of wealth is created in this nation, is through rental properties. Did you know that most savvy real estate investors can make millions of dollars a year and pay zero in taxes? Why is that? Because the tax laws and codes are set up for big business and real estate investors, not for people who work a job. I'm not trying to discourage anyone from working a job. If you work a job, that's great, because you have to work to eat. So I understand that. But there are different ways, and you can leverage real estate to help you with your tax liabilities, to help build wealth, to transfer generational wealth. There's a lot there. And this is the reason why here on the Home Loan Coach and Friends, the reason why I named the show the Home Loan Coach and Friends is because, first of all, I want to coach you to all of your home ownership needs. And I have many friends of the show. I want to bring people here to educate you, to help you, put you in an all-around better financial situation. And we partner up with Charles's company, Positive Image, because we believe in the work that he does there. We've guided a few people in homes that came through his program, and it's a good service for the community. Charles, how long have you been in the Las Vegas Valley?
I've been here since 2007. Since 2007.
Okay, good. So you're looking at about 15 years now. Yeah?
15 years.
15 years helping people. And he's also available in other communities across the nation, as he stated. So if you have a need for these services, please do not hesitate to contact the Home Loan Coach at 661-992-7005. That's 661-992-7005. If you find yourself, in the need to do a home loan and you don't need to talk about it, you just want to be about it, you can go to Haskins Team HomeLoans.com. Haskins Team HomeLoans.com. Someone will be in contact with you within 24 hours to talk to you about getting yourself on the right track to home ownership or refinance, anything you need to do as far as a home loan. There is a no cost, no obligation when you come to me for a consultation. And if you need any of Charles's services, Charles, tell them how you can be contacted.
Yes, you can reach our office at 702-998-9556. Again, 702-998-9556. And we're located right there on Sahara Avenue.
All right, great. Yeah, nicely centrally located in the valley. You can pop in and get the assistance needed from Charles. It's great to have great friends of the show here, great partners, because that's the more people we partner with, the more people that we can help. And that's the goal here, to help people realize their home ownership goals and dreams. And remember what Charles said, a lot of people do not know that they're already in a position to purchase. I want to talk to my self-employed people right now. There's a lot of self-employed people out there that make money, but their taxes are not filed correctly. They're not filed correct. So it prohibits them in some cases on purchasing a home or getting into a specific program that they may want that may be better than another one. I want to encourage you to get in contact with the home loan coach, to talk to me before you file your taxes. I mean, we're coming up on the end of the year. Let's get set up so you're set up properly to file. Don't be afraid of filing. Bottom line to it, I'll just drop this tidbit for you, is the only way you can prove your income for traditional financing. There are other ways that are more costly, but the only way that you can prove your income for traditional financing, FHA, conventional, USDA, VA if you're a veteran, is on a tax return if you're self-employed. This should, make a whole lot of sense when I say it. If you work a job, you have a W-2 every year that comes out. You have a pay stub that you get, once a month, every 2 weeks, weekly, however you're paid. That's how your income is reported when you work a job. When you do not work a job, the only way we can get your income is on a tax return. So if you report to the IRS that you don't make any money, then guess what? We have no money to use to qualify you for a home. Now, there are other ways, for you to limit your taxes, but that's, we have friends of the show that are tax preparers, tax consultants, CPAs. So what you need to do for more information is dial 661-992-7005. That's 661-992-7005. And like I said, we have many, many, many friends of the show. One here today, Mr. Charles Gordon with Positive Image. Charles, tell them how you can be contacted so they can utilize your services to get it ready to purchase.
Yes, again, 702-998-9556, 702-998-9556, and we're available from 7:30 in the morning to 5:30 in the evening, and if you need to come in, we're also open on Saturdays.
Awesome. Anything else you want to leave with the lovely people of Las Vegas this beautiful Sunday morning?
Well, one of the reasons why we started this program was to create a positive image in our neighborhoods. My mother came up with the name years ago so that we can create a positive image for life change.
Awesome.
Right? And so that's where the name actually comes from. So if you want to do something more positive for your life, we believe that it's more to living than it is to just sit there and survive. All right. And living means you have your own home, your own business. And these are the things that we live for, as opposed to surviving every day. If you have a dream or goal and say, hey, I wanted to own my own beauty salon or my own internet firm, different things like that, come and see us. We'll help that dream come into fruition.
Thank you, Charles. Our time is about up, but I would love to hear from you. I'd love to hear the feedback on if we're bringing great content to you. Let us know so we can have Charles back on the show. But he just said a mouthful there, positive image, living better than just paycheck to paycheck. You heard it here on the Home Loan Coach and Friends. I want to thank you for tuning in to 91.5 KUNV. I want you to enjoy the rest of your day. Have a great Sunday. And again, if you need a free consultation, I can be contacted at 661-992-7005. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.